Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about the books I have recently purchased. I have both physical books and I also have ebooks on my Kindle here I want to talk about, but I'm going to start with the ones I have physically because I bought them as soon as the bookshop opened again, and I'm so happy to get to all of these. But let's just start with the first one because I think this is the one I'm going to get to first, as I bought this specifically for Asian Readathon, which is happening this month. And it is Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. For some reason, that title is hard to pronounce for me. Anyway, everything about this book is just so amazing for me. I love the title, I love the cover of this, and I also love the contents. The blurb is really, it's one which really like pulls me in. It is about this son who writes letters to his mother who cannot read. I think he lives somewhere else, but he grew up in Vietnam, and I think the mother still lives in Vietnam. But I mean, everything about this is just so amazing, and I heard only great things about this from everyone. So I'm quite determined to get to this month and see if it's as good as I hope it's going to be. The next book is also one I've been meaning to pick up, and it is Jacqueline Woodson's Red at the Bone. I have been meaning to read this because I read two other books by Jacqueline Woodson and I really loved both of them. I really love her writing style. I think it's very poetic and very lyrical. And her books are quite short and like written with a lot of space. So they're also quite easy to get to, and they tend to cover really hard-hitting topics, but it is really beautifully written. So if you like this type of hard-hitting contemporaries with really important topics, I think you should try Jacqueline Woodson. I have read Harbor Me by her, which is a middle grade book about 6 children. And I also read another Brooklyn by her, which is about a girl growing up in Brooklyn. And I really loved both of those. So I'm quite interested in reading this. This is about 2 families which come together because of an unexpected pregnancy. So I'm sure I'm gonna love this one as well. The next one is also one I've been eyeing for a while, and I only heard good things about it. And it is Queenie by Carty-Williams. I have been meaning to pick this up ever since I saw the description on Goodreads, which says that this is Bridget Jones meets Americana. And I love both of those books, so I'm pretty excited to get to this one. This is about Queenie, who is a Jamaican British girl living in London, and it is about her life. And it's supposed to be very funny and lighthearted, but also quite serious and heartbreaking. So I don't know a lot about this because every time I saw a review, I just clicked away, or I really didn't want to get spoiled at all. And I feel that a lot of the times lately, the blurbs just tell everything that's going on in the book. So I've been really trying not to read the blurbs too much. The next one is also quite a known one, and it won the Booker Prize in 2019, and it is The Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. Now, I again don't know much about it, and I really like it like that, but when I looked at the blurb, which is quite vague, I realized it is quite similar to Queenie. This one is supposed to be also quite funny and lighthearted, but again discussing quite important and quite heartbreaking topics at the same time, I believe. It is 12 different stories from mostly Black British women. So I'm excited to see how this goes and if this is similar to Queenie. But nonetheless, I think I'm gonna enjoy both of these. And the last book I bought at the bookstore is Hilary Mantel's Wolf Hall. This one is the first in her Thomas Cromwell trilogy, which is about Thomas Cromwell, Henry VIII, and his wives, and everything about that time period. And this is such a highly acclaimed series. The third one, which came out last year, was nominated for the Women's Prize for Fiction, but I think all of these books were highly acclaimed and won several awards, so I'm pretty excited to get to this. I don't know when it's gonna happen because it's quite a thick one, and my TBR of big books for this year is quite full already, so yeah, I'm gonna get to this at some point, but I don't know when. I guess I have to also be in the mood for historical fiction. And now let's get into the books I bought on my Kindle, and the first is Marriage of Inconvenience by Penny Reid. So I have never read anything by Penny Reid before, but I'm looking out to try more romance authors, and I think she's highly recommended by Maura from Books Like Whoa, so I just picked it up because I recognize the author. I have bought this for a couple of dollars, so it didn't cost me a lot, but I think this is the 7th in a series. It's Knitting in the City series, but I'm pretty sure I can read it as a standalone. It seems like a fun, fluffy contemporary read, so I'm just gonna give it a go. Then I picked up Magic Bytes by Ilona Andrews, and this is book 1 in the Kate Daniels series. Last month I binged the whole Hidden Legacy series by Ilona Andrews, and I really loved it. It was exactly what I needed. Fast-paced, action-packed, with focus on romance, great characters, and really amazing world building. It was also urban fantasy, and I always love a great urban fantasy novel. I think it takes me back to 2010s-ish, when I read a lot of urban fantasy and I really enjoyed it. So I hope this is also going to be a great one, and I will definitely continue with this series if I like this one. And the last book on this list is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I couldn't believe my luck when I saw this for a couple of dollars on Amazon. I just knew I had to get it. I've seen this on a lot of channels and everyone says only great things about it. It is a contemporary romance between the first son of the United States and the Prince of Wales. So it just sounds like fun, and I can't wait to read this one as well. So these are all the books I have purchased recently, and yes, I realize that most of these books are quite hyped on BookTube. So I don't know what that says about me, but I just think then I guess I'm gonna enjoy all of these, right? But let me know if the bookstores around your area are open already. I was quite happy when the bookstores in Copenhagen opened up again. That was the first thing I did, I think, was just go and buy books. I'm now waiting for the library to open. I think actually it's open from today, but only from 1 to 5, which is quite inconvenient for me since I work every day until 5 o'clock. So I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I guess that's just a problem for another time. But this is where I leave you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.